Oh, yeah.
Every mountain is climbed one step at a time, and every great journey begins with a single stride. We're here to help you realize your true potential, one conversation at a time.
Remember, cathedrals weren't built overnight, but they were built by laying one brick at a time, and today we're laying those bricks together.
Prepare to break through the barriers of the ordinary with laughter as our compass and knowledge as our guide. Let's explore the extraordinary.
Because living with positivity isn't just an act, it's an art, and we're here to help you master it.
So tune in, turn up the volume, and get ready to transform your life and make the 1% shift with
The Human Now.
We got our own, man. We got our own tune, all right?
What is up? Sounded good, man.
Ooh, I'm glad to be back in a room where I can just sit relaxed, carefree, and just enjoy
Be
and
yellow.
be here, be yellow, and be here with my buddy.
Oh, hello, buddy. Buddy.
Caught you off guard, man. Nah, it's good to be back in the room. And for the people tuning in from last episode, oh my gosh, I was just on the edge of my seat.
From the last episode?
Yeah, the flies.
Oh, yes.
They're just buzzing. So, yes, no, it's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, today on the episode, we're going to be talking about our take on our roles, the most two important roles that we play as husband and father.
Yep.
But before we do that, should we do a bit of a morale check?
Yeah, man.
But I'm going to pump this song for a little bit, okay?
Look at the stars.
Every time I look at you,
How they
this is how I
shine
feel. The song that plays in my head.
everything you do.
Coldplay. You managed to sort your tickets?
Managed to sort the tickets, man.
Nice.
I came along.
All right.
Might have to go in my suit.
That's a story for another day. Yeah, morale check. Where are you sitting at?
I am sitting. Wow, I'm sitting at an 8.
At an 8?
Yeah.
That's a bit on the low end for you.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that the episode's going to lift me up.
Yep.
I think 8's a good level because earlier in the week, when we were meant to record on Monday,
Yep.
I was at a 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so it's just, a lot of just overthinking
Yeah.
in the head. Just life happening, and it's just really just putting the burden on myself to sit here and to do this. But I just wasn't in the right groove. So it was like, cool, let's just
Well, you
do it.
made the right call.
Yeah. And turn up today. And we're good, man.
Excellent.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm probably sitting at an 8 as well. Yeah, no reason. I'm just at just a chill 8.
Yep.
Yeah.
The week's been good.
Week's been good.
Yeah. Kids back to school.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Which takes us into
Yeah. So
a little
tell
bit
us,
gratitude.
tell us, man. What are you grateful for?
Man, I'm grateful for educators.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yes, like you said, the boys are back at school.
Yeah.
2 weeks with them at home.
Drive you nuts. Drive you mad.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. But yes, we'll talk about it further in the episode. But yeah, just grateful for educators. They
Cool.
are saintly for what they do. So yeah, grateful for educators. And I'm also grateful for something a little random.
Yeah.
Something we're binging at the moment, actually, and I, is Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
Okay.
Where he goes to restaurants and helps them fix
them
it.
up. Yeah.
It is some of the best TV I've ever seen.
Right.
Just so good. Some of these people, these restaurateurs, supposedly,
Standard.
are just mental.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes for great TV.
Yeah. What's the worst you've seen?
Oh, just disgusting kitchens.
Yeah.
Just like terrible practices. Like, it's very clear that these people should not own a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And just they're all pretty bad. And just the attitude change, the flip where he first comes in. It's like, firstly, you've gone and filled out a form somewhere and had interviews and all of this stuff. You've gone through this whole process of having this world-class chef come to you. I'm going to go on a bit.
Yeah.
So
all good.
we're still talking about gratitude.
Yeah.
But you've gone through, you've applied, you've gone through interviews, all of this stuff, right? Sure, the producers have come to you, explained to you what's going to happen. But still, he turns up. You know what you're in for. Why are you complaining?
Yeah.
Why are you saying that this person is like this and like this is what you signed up for?
Yeah.
But man, again, it makes for great TV. I'm so grateful.
Nice.
What about yourself?
For me, I am grateful for, I've written here, it's the moment.
Explain.
And it's like the moment when you just sit there, time kind of just freezes, and you just watch someone, and in that moment you're just like, man, like, I'm just grateful for you being here and being you.
Yeah.
You know, them just in their own, doing what they do, and thinking like, what would my life be like without you in it? Just be a little less colorful, you know, a little less meaningful. It just be completely different just because that person's not there.
Beautiful.
And I had that little moment this week and I was like, that's it. That's the moment I'm grateful for.
Amazing. Very, very nice. Should we get into today's topic?
Yes.
I'm hoping that the person you're talking about leads us into this topic.
Yes, it does.
Excellent.
It's my wife.
Yes. So we want to talk about our take on, and I emphasize our take because we're not any experts or anything like
definitely that.
Definitely not. Right. I'm not winning a husband of the year or father of the year award anytime soon. But it is our take on our roles as they stand currently. Another reason that we want to talk about fatherhood especially is because Akash actually has an announcement for us. They have a name for us as well. So Akash is having a little baby girl named
Ananya.
Ananya?
Yeah, man. Ananya business.
Okay, that's fake news.
Yeah.
No baby.
It's actually Ananya business. Yeah. So there you go.
Well, I don't think so anyway, unless you want to tell us.
There's no business yet. So there we go.
So our take on our roles is should we start off with husband?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Do you want to lead the way?
Mm-hmm. So here we go. So I think we've been married for coming up to 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, there's like no playbook. There's no rule book. No one's telling you, like, it's a massive ordeal, the Indian wedding.
Yep.
Right? It's a family affair.
Yeah.
And like, no one's telling you anything about, bro, this is what you got to do when you're married, you know? And so you assume this role, you're in it, and then you're just like, cool, okay, I got to figure this thing out.
Figure it out, yeah.
And so I guess for me, that's what it's been. It's just been like a learning curve. And so the first one for me is that it's just like learning to listen. Mm-hmm. And we touched on it last episode. It's not about helping. Because I think naturally as men, we want to like solve the problems.
Yeah.
And like, cool, you got a problem? I got the solution. But like, sometimes she's not asking for the solution. She just wants to be heard, share, or express emotion.
Yeah.
So just let it be.
Nice.
You know? And then also just actually being present.
Mm-hmm.
So just, again, being in the moment, not on the phone, and like not thinking about, most of the time for me, it's like work or something else that's going on.
Yep.
Because there's been times where she's like, you're not, what are you doing? You know, and that comes across as like not caring.
Yeah.
Because like you don't care because you don't, because your mind's somewhere else. It's like, just freeze, realize where you are. And that's why I said that moment I was so grateful for, because I was just able to watch someone, you know, and just be like, this is you.
Yep.
It felt nice. And then the other kind of learning that's come through is prioritizing the relationship and the other person, you know? So just prioritizing the we time with Jam. Like Friday nights for us is we finish work and let's go out for dinner. Just go and like spend on the relationship, spend time on the relationship. Because otherwise like we drive to work together, come home together. Like there's a lot of that time, but it's not that like quality time.
It's not intentional.
Yeah. And like she's the first person to be like, if I want to go do something, she's like, yeah, just go do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's got to go the other way as well, where it's like, just make time. This is my friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel before you got married, you struggled with prioritizing other people?
Yeah. Yep. Like it'd be quite carefree. It'd just be like, oh, I'm doing this, and then
and then whatever time you've got left over, you can give to whoever makes the first effort.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No. Or if it's like I've got the things that I want to do, and then it would be like, oh, this person's asked to catch up. Like, does it work here? Yeah, it works. Cool. Let's catch up. You know, whereas now it's completely different. It's there's someone else in the picture. Like I can't just say yes to things.
Yep.
And that's where Coldplay comes in, man. Because I've also learned, got to put stuff in the calendar. There's a shared calendar, you know?
For a reason.
And yeah, I didn't put my date in the calendar. Some tickets got booked to Coldplay. And then like a couple days later, it just clicked. It was like, oh, can't actually attend Coldplay because of this commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was, so we sorted it out. It's all good. But learning is, it's a two-way thing.
Yep.
You know, communication. So
the reason I asked whether you not struggled to do that, but weren't focused on prioritizing is just to show that there is a big change that needs to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time. Like even just talking about what's coming up in the week. Like when I was at home, I wouldn't really tell my parents about my week.
Yeah.
What's forecasting, you know, it'd kind of just be a on the day thing.
Yep.
If I'm home for dinner or not, you know, if I'm going to come home late or not. Whereas this is like, we got a plan for the week, man. Like, what are we eating? What lunch are we eating? How are we feeding ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just stuff that I've had to learn.
Yep.
And through this journey, what's been really good is like just learning how to and continuing to be a great friend. Like our relationship started off as based on friendship. And then that grew into love and a marriage, you know? But just continuing.
We're still unsure on the time frames of when that switchover happened. But that's for another time.
When the heart wants what the heart wants, the heart knows. But you know what I mean? Like always just remembering that you're friends.
Friends first,
Yeah, friends first, and just being able to laugh at each other, accept each other. And when you come from a place of friendship, it's easy to like just laugh at things too.
Yeah.
Because you're on the wavelength.
Yep.
And like not forgetting that. So like we don't take life too seriously. Like if there's stuff that's happening that we know that is like a little bit EP, we're like, no, that's EP. That's not us. And that's like, yeah, I think Jam's probably taught me more of that as well. Like there's no point getting involved into something and putting your energy into something that's unnecessary. Like the outcomes, you know?
Right.
So it's like, cool, let's just kick back and enjoy it. And then the biggest thing I think I've also learned is just getting in there and taking the load off. I think Jam's a very hard worker.
Yeah.
He's always thinking about what needs to get done. Like constantly her mind's on the washing.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, oh yeah. Like that's a lot of brain energy, you know? And she could be thinking on like about her business and what she's doing and all of that. But like this is where her mind is because the house needs to keep running.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah. Like I can also do that. So
what are you doing to combat that?
What do you mean?
Like what are you doing to remind yourself to get in and help out?
So now I've pretty much I do the lunches. 'Cause I'm getting the yellow dinner, man.
Started something.
It did, because now like I'm getting good at making it.
Nice.
And I'm not spending as long as I did that afternoon to make it. Like I pretty much cook. That's lunch for the week now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's taken the load off. It's like, cool. I can do that. Okay, sweet. Next I'm going to focus on the next thing. So slowly, but surely we're getting there.
Nice.
And then also like, I think I'm grateful we've been able to get this all here, this started, you know, like it's in terms of the relationship, it's been a lot about me and what I want. And now it's like, I got to do it. I got to repay it back, you know, it's a game of two people. So like, come on, let's get what's happening with the boutique, you know, go spend the weekend like working on it.
Yeah.
Because that's what you love doing as well.
Yeah. Nice. From my outsider's point of view, I feel like probably the biggest thing that Just Me has taught you is that slow down and be in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's like exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
You, just like your mum, were running around like a headless chicken all the time.
And I think I still am.
Not as much as you used to be, because Just Me has come in and she's like a very calming presence, right?
Yeah.
And I think she's been able to do that for me. Again, looking at it from the outside perspective. And I think that's been really cool, because we've had discussions about, I've been telling you that this is what you need to do it. You need to slow down, you need to switch off. And so for her to be able to come in and be that presence that allows you to do that, which is exactly what you need, is perfect.
She's taught me, to just like, it's okay to like lie on the bed, do nothing.
Yeah. Just so important.
Because I feel like that my happiness comes from the sense of productivity.
Yeah.
But she's that constant reminder that tells me
happiness is
within, you know, and that is not based on what you do and how much you get done in the day. Like that's a sense of accomplishment, but it's not happiness.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of goes, and then that goes back to my role as a husband as well. It's not about doing things, but like just being there. It's time, it's presence, you know? And for her, that's what love is.
Yep.
It's that care.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning.
Nice. Well, you're doing a very good job as a husband.
Trying.
From the outside.
Yeah.
I'll ask, we'll get Just Me on this without you here.
The react video where it's coming. Bruh, this guy cooks one lunch.
There's reaction videos where she's like watching this video back and pauses it at every point. Love it. So I've written down a couple of things that I've sort of been focusing on, and I've been married for coming up to 14 years now.
Ooh.
And not smooth sailing.
Yeah.
A lot of bumpy roads, a lot of hard times, a lot of amazing times as well. And two little shits to prove it. I mean, you know, that's what's come out of it.
Tell me, how old were you when you got married?
22.
Wow.
Yeah. Still a baby.
What do you know at 22?
Barely legal.
Yeah.
So we met when I was 17.
Yeah.
So whatever that math is there.
5 years.
5 years. I didn't know a lot, but I knew that she was the one. Anyway, that's the story for another time.
What did it mean to be a husband then, do you think? The 22-year-old you?
Man, that was like...
What was the picture in your head? What do you think it was?
I think it was just like, I don't know. I actually don't know. Like there was no...
It was nothing.
Picture. It was like, I love this person. I want to get married.
Yeah.
And what it meant beyond that was I was obviously way too immature to even think that far.
Yeah.
Comprehend. And it was always like, if anything, it would have been what I'd seen in movies and TV and stuff like that. Just just real cliche stuff. I don't think I became a good husband until Raghav was born.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. I think I was very much, I don't know. And again, I struggle to like think about that far because so much
You
has
can't
gone on.
remember.
Gone on. And, you know, when you get to my age,
Oh, wow. This guy.
you don't remember things as well as you used to. But I think I really stepped up, and I think fatherhood also made me a better husband as well.
Yeah. I think I can remember when Raghav was born and I was watching, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
This guy's just onto it.
Yeah. And it was like in an instant as well. Like it just
kicked in.
Yeah. Yeah. So when a nun year comes, it'll happen for you as well. Okay, so I've written down 3 things which I think are important. So the first one is be supportive and understanding. So obviously super important to listen to your partner. I think at the early stages, we probably didn't do that as much both ways. So really listen to your partner, understand what they need, and be there for them emotionally. We can be there to fix problems. We can be there to support around the household and all of that sort of stuff. But if you're not being there for a person emotionally, then what that's like the foundation of everything, the foundation of a person. Show up and support them in their growth, just as they would for you.
Yeah.
Same way you said, now that Just Me has allowed you to take over the garage. This is every podcaster's dream to have this.
100%.
Right? And now it's your turn to now repay that.
That's right.
You've done it in the past, but now together you can build something. So support.
Yep.
And now support back. Keep growing together. So I feel like a good marriage is about growing as individuals.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later on. So growing as individuals and growing as a couple as well. Keep improving yourself and help each other to get better in every single way.
What does growing together look like for you guys?
Growing together for us is that support of each other's goals, which then align to a bigger goal. And the goals might be like worldly, which is fine. There's goals for us as a couple as well. I think growing together is also my third point,
right?
Which is staying connected emotionally. So growing together is being more vulnerable, more open, and just having those meaningful moments together. Because at the end of the day, you know, like we're left with nothing. All this money can come and go, cars can come and go, housing can come and go, but that connection is what stays. And so what stays. So I think we really focus on just building those moments and the connection between us deeper. Yeah. I don't know. Like again, we've gone through some really, really tough times.
Yeah.
Right? Really, really hard times as a couple and individually. But I feel like I'm more in love with her now than I was
when you were
14, 15 years ago. You know? And like sometimes it feels unnatural. Like I don't know about you, but when I was much younger, my idea of married couples was that they in love, then over time they just become roommates.
Yeah.
But I'm so in love with this person even more than I was 12 years ago, 14 years ago.
Yep.
And I can't explain that. Like I don't know what it is.
That's what I mean by that moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like watching someone in their state and being like, oh, like, yeah. It
gives you the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the last thing I've written here is just keep the love alive by being present and attentive. I think actually would say I'm super attentive and to her needs.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think I was that all the time. I had to learn to do that. And I feel like it's underrated. Or I feel like as males, we don't value being attentive or paying attention to what's not being said as much as women do.
Yeah.
In the same way, like you said, Justby is always thinking about the household, always thinking about the laundry, always thinking about everything. And then anything for herself comes after, right? And I feel like it's the same way for us. But I feel like if you could make that switch, that's probably the biggest impact, positive impact you could have for your partner.
It's being able, definitely. So that
and paying attention to what's been said, but more importantly, what's not being said. Yeah. That's what I got. Talk about being a father.
Before we get into fatherhood for you,
yep.
I'm trying to think about from the outsider's perspective and what I've seen. For me, you, and for a lot of us, I think you were the example for a lot of us guys into what a husband is, what a husband does. Like, we pretty much just watched you, from the outside. It feels, I know that you've been through the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
We've seen it, but from the outside, you can always see the bond. And for as long as I've known you, you've definitely been attentive. And that's part of your superpower and that power from within, that we've talked about.
Thank you.
But also just, thank you for just being you, man. Because I don't think but for a lot of us guys, you are that example of, or that you were kind of our first example after our dads, what a modern day husband is and looks and does.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I don't take that lightly because, I haven't been the best husband always, but I learned, and I continue to learn, and continue to serve. Yeah, I feel like my take on this is gonna sound a little weird. Then
that's all right.
It does in my head, right? Yeah. So my take on leadership, right? So leadership in general in the workplace is I'm very much a servant leader, right? I am always in service of the people that I am leading.
Yep.
And that's my take on being a husband as well.
Right.
And I don't mean that in like a actual servant service.
Yeah.
In a servant way. It is I am in service of
the other.
Yeah.
See that.
Cool.
So let's talk about your kids. Are you in service?
Let's talk about I want to go back to the moment, right?
Yeah.
So the moment.
Yeah.
The moment when it comes to being a father is you look at them and you just want to kill them. Right?
Yeah.
So my role as a father, I've got some stuff written down, but I feel like my primary role as a father is to, one, stop them from killing each other.
Yeah.
And two, stop myself from killing them. Right? No, my take on fatherhood has also, I think, evolved. I was very much, yes and no. I think I was right from the start. I was very much, have you heard of Khalil Gibran?
No.
I think I have mentioned him in the past, but so he's a writer and a poet. And he says that your children are not your children. Your children are not your children, right? They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they are not belonging to you. And so I've always felt like these kids, these two boys have just chosen me
Right.
as their vehicle, but I have no ownership of them. And I'm just there as life's guiding force and whatever this role is to play. And obviously I love them so much. Like I will give my life for them, but they are their own identities and they are here for whatever reason they're here. And it is my role to allow them to do their role the best that they can. When we had Swami Aparokshananda Ji and Ishan Ji in, we talked about swabhav and helping them find their swabhav, and they literally said, all you got to do is watch.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, I didn't do that. I was doing that from the start, but I didn't do it knowingly. And so that was really a lot of reassurance for me, is that all we got to do is just watch.
Yeah.
And when the moment comes to guide them, you guide.
Just push them.
Yeah.
In the
And so I think that's my philosophy as a big picture.
Yeah.
But day to day, you gotta stop them from killing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've written down a couple of things here.
Yeah.
So lead by example. I think that's something everyone knows, right? So be the kind of person you want your kids to grow into, and show them the values like kindness, integrity, resilience through your own actions. And I've always said that we don't care what they do, we don't care what they end up to be, as long as they're good, compassionate, and good contributors to society. That's all we want.
Yep.
And I forgot to bring their report cards, but they just came in a couple of days ago, and that's in there is exactly that. They're just really good, kind human beings who support their peers. And Raghavan says something like that. He supports their peers even when they've made a mistake.
Yep.
And his friends come to him as like a positive, uplifting person.
Cool.
I was like,
wow.
I don't even care what it says about your maths and literacy. Like that is what I want for you. So that was really cool.
Nice.
And then I've written here, be emotionally present. It's not just about providing for your kids, but really being there for them, building a strong and emotional connection and spending quality time with them. I mean, I think everyone knows that as well. You just got to be present, and you've got to build them up emotionally. And so we're always telling the boys how proud of them we are. Always telling them how much we love them, which is so weird. Like, I didn't grow up with that.
Yeah.
There was never a question or doubt about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't grow up with that, I never saw a dad tell their son that they love them.
Yeah.
I just never saw it. And so I'm always hugging, I'm always kissing, I'm always telling them how proud of them I am.
Yeah.
And just like really emotionally building them up.
Supporting them.
Yeah. And I think it's really important. And then like we follow Gary V, right? And he goes, he didn't care what his teachers or anyone was saying, because his mom was telling him he's the shit.
Yeah.
Right? He can do whatever he wants to do. He's the shit.
Yeah.
And it's like his whole life is built on that.
Yeah.
That's his backbone.
Yeah.
And so if we can do that, then so just be emotionally present and just build them up emotionally. And the last one is teach and nurture. Again, this is nothing new, but help your kids grow by teaching them life skills, encouraging curiosity, and guiding them to develop into strong characters. Again, like I said, we just want compassionate kids. When they ask, why are we vegan? We don't talk about the environment. We don't talk about even ethics. We don't really talk about. It's about being compassionate.
Yeah.
Obviously, that conversation changes as they mature. But the reason that we would give them when they were younger is that we love everyone and everything, and animals are no different.
Yep.
And I feel like that's come through in their nature as well. I mean, now they've started to watch like Transformers and Star Wars and this and that. And they just like fight with everything and anything. And they're just like
cavemen,
so aggressive, like cavemen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But deep down, we know that their nature is
to love.
Yeah. And I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Right.
Yeah. You teach your kids to love, then love, compassion, and then, just stay true to yourself. And yeah.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about my dad.
Yeah.
Because I think he
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about, like, my dad just loves hugging.
Mm.
And he'll, he tells you when he's missed you.
Yeah.
Makes you feel cared for.
Yeah.
And he's like the dad to all kids.
Yeah.
Like the same love he gives me, he'll give to everyone.
Yep.
And so, when I'm thinking about fatherhood, I'm thinking about like, same thing. He didn't really care about what grades we got at school. That was far from it. Again, what it came down to for him was just time.
Mm-hmm.
Being there in the garden, working with him. He didn't really care for money. He's like, it's just enjoy being you. Don't stress the small stuff.
Yeah.
Just enjoy life. Be happy.
Yeah.
Respect people. Serve people.
Yeah.
Like, there's the teachings, man.
Mm-mm. What do you think you're going to be like as a dad?
I think about this. And again, it's like, I know that children are like copycats. They just mirror what they see.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm like, you got to kind of be conscious about that.
Yep.
But I think more than anything, it's just like instilling values.
Yeah.
And what is the right thing to do?
Mm-hmm.
Just do that. Be fearless. Be courageous. And just instill the right values.
Yeah.
Be the source of positivity for them, and just be there through the bad times and the good times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think what that means and what you've said is just watch.
Yeah.
Be there to watch, to support, and
yeah, and don't inflict.
Yeah,
I like to use inflict your thoughts. I mean, see, again, we've got to be careful with how we say this, right? It's like, don't inflict your expectation onto them.
Building on that,
mm-hmm.
not inflicting my expectation
of
happiness, of my happiness on them.
Yeah, well, don't become dependent on them for your happiness. Is that what you mean?
Like,
what are you saying? Don't teach them to be happy with the outside world.
No, don't like I've got my own expectation of what I think happiness is, and not teaching them that it's that. Because like in my own, I'm already working through what I think it is, but we all know that the truth is that happiness is on the inside. And so it's not that, like, happiness isn't like you needing to be super productive. You just
right.
do and be you.
Yep.
Like if my kids aren't productive, then they're not good kids. No, that's wrong. And I don't want to put that on them because it's not for that.
Yep.
That's me. Just got to sort my own stuff out.
Yeah. Nice.
So watching.
Yeah, watching, and I think this thing of not inflicting your expectations, your conditioning.
That's what it is. It's conditioning.
Your any trauma that you've come along with.
Yeah.
Don't pass that on. Yeah. I think there's a lot we can get into with.
Just rewrite that narrative. You've got that opportunity. That's what I think.
Yeah. You can wipe the slate clean and move on and be human, or teach them to be human.
Definitely.
Yeah. I like how you said that, they don't listen to you, but they're always watching, lean buddies out there watching. And there's that quote that children have never been any good at listening to their elders.
Yeah.
They've never failed to imitate them. And so you just got to be a positive role model, and they know that they're always watching.
All the time.
All the time. That's going to get me in trouble soon. Yes. And so I think we should both do a relationship audit.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what that looks like. Let's think out loud. Like it could be, this is what works, this is what doesn't work. Draw a line down the middle of the page, sit down with your partner and say, this is what works, this is what is not working.
In the relationship.
Yeah. And then let's see if we can come up with a solution.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
I think also like, I just want to take the moment now to say, we should have more conversations like this. Because most of the time we just catch up and it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Even with the boys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we've ever had a conversation with the boys about
what it means to be a
partner, husband.
Yeah.
Like we're all going through it.
Yeah.
We're all dealing with, that's our role. That's who we are. And so, just having more of these,
Yeah. I mean, that's a good
keep it real
action as well, as in, get together with your friends and start having these conversations. Yeah. I think you'll learn a lot about what others do. But if there's something you're struggling with, like someone will have an answer.
Yep.
Yeah. I think alone you can go fast, but together you can go far, sort of thing,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're a species built on community, so we need to engage with that more.
Yep.
Not online, but in person.
Beautiful,
bro.
Where are you sitting at, man?
I'm sitting at a 10, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is nice. I just want to get home to the wife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone do a relationship audit and have more conversations like this with your friends.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything you want to add?
I'm sitting at a 10 too.
Oh, sorry. Akash, how are you feeling? Where are you sitting at?
No, I'm so glad, man. I'm at a 10. I'm feeling good.
Yep.
Feeling the warm and fuzzies, but it's nice.
Yep.
I'm enjoying it. This is what positivity's about.
Yep. Okay, 10 seconds. I just want your take on this, right? So have you read Will Smith's book?
Mm-hmm.
The little note I had. So in his book, they talk about when they start going into to relationship counseling. You see, couples counselor. And the counselor gets them to write down their priorities, right? So themselves, the other person, their kids, and work and business. And they say he gets them to prioritize it separately, right? And so Jada writes whatever, but Will Smith puts himself at the top of the list, then Jada, then the kids, then work and everything else. What are your thoughts on that?
I was thinking about it.
Yep.
And I think I'm the same.
Yep.
I think me, Jam, and then
everything
just
else.
Where I am at the moment, it's work and then the house.
Yeah. Yeah. So forget about that, good or bad.
I think I need to be good and well within myself to be able to turn up for someone else.
Yeah, 100% agree. I agree. Good. I think I might have tipped the scales too far sometimes. I tip the scales too far.
Yeah.
Go the other way sometimes and lose myself in what I'm doing. I think, yes, first point of call is to fill your cup and then fill fill others from the overflow. So don't feel bad if you for putting yourself first. Like, it is important to do that.
You got to charge yourself up.
Absolutely.
You got to be there. You got to fix you to be present.
Yeah.
You can't be present for yourself. How are you going to be present for someone else?
You can't love others without loving yourself. As cliche as it is, it's so true. So true. Cool. That's it.
All right. Just thank you, man. I can't thank you enough for just being you, being who you are, being who you have been in our life. Just a leader, a father, a brother, an example, and just thank you. Whether it's been good, bad, whatever, it's just been constant. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you as well for the moment you and Just Me had just before we hit record. You were standing over there, you're trying to teach her how to do a deadlift. And that was just like, to me, I love.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just like bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just like two of you being funny, being silly. Yeah. It was just, I love moments like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment. Beautiful. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuned in. Go and talk to your significant other. Go spend time. Just be around. Talk to your mates. Talk to your friends. And just talk about life. Be human. Until next time, be human, be now.